After the fourth episode of the 22nd season of NCIS, the cast members discussed the relationship status of Jess and Jimmy. NCIS Season 22, Episode 4, Sticks and Stones, provides an official resolution to the relationship issue that has been plaguing Jimmy Palmer and Jessica Knight. Additionally, Brian Dietzen and Katrina Law discussed their decision in detail. As a result of the fact that it has failed so many love partnerships in the past, the police procedural that airs on CBS is not recognized for its romantic relationships. As a result of this, witnessing Palmer and Knight continue to have a healthy adult relationship had been a welcome change. Unfortunately, the conclusion of the 21st season of NCIS changed the trajectory of their tale, as they were effectively forced to part ways as a result of Knight's relocation to Camp Pendleton. The situation did not go as planned, and now she is back at Navy Yard, which has resulted in an embarrassing confrontation with Palmer. Dietzen and Law discussed this interaction in a recent interview with TV Insider. Until the conversation, NCIS Season 22 had been skirting around the issue, but it was imperative that they address it as soon as possible rather than waiting until later. When it comes down to it, they come to the conclusion that even though they continue to love one another, it is best for them to continue to work on themselves apart. The fact that both actors are in agreement that this is not the end of the road for Palmer and Knight's relationship is a positive development overall. Take a look at what they have said in the past. Dietzen: while a decision is made between the two of them, I don't think that there's anything that's said within there that slams the door shut on anything or establishes anything firmly in cement, because Steve, as Katrina was saying, is just a damn good writer, and he's also very smart about storytelling, and let's leave some doors open on what may happen, but also what may not, and see how it grows from there, and how these two can continue to have a lot of great scenes together, and see where their relationship grows from here, because they're going to be seeing each other every day at work. How does that develop into something else? As you mentioned, we did get to witness a handful of wonderful moments of how Jimmy and Knight functioned as a pair. I believe that the relationship between Jimmy and Knight is incredible, and I agree with you that it is very precious. In addition, I believe that the phrase, "I love you," was one of the most important things that was spoken during that talk. I adore you just as much. After putting her emotions on display for a few while, Jess asked, "Are you interested in seeing things change?" In addition, I believe that she was essentially asking, "Would you like to give this another shot?" After that, Jimmy effectively told her, "I'm not the guy for you right now. I'm sorry. What you want is not something I can give you." And then Jess was forced to admit that she was unable to provide what she needed at that moment, saying, "I can't give you what you need either." It seems to me that there is still. I don't believe there was a door that slammed shut. Probably simply a gentle closing for the time being, although I'm not sure. On the other hand, I believe that the most interesting aspect is that there are a few occasions in which Jimmy and Knight are seen in the same room together. There are also a few instances in which Knight's attention is suddenly piqued, and she says things like, "Oh, that was kind of nice. That was a little bit of a sensation there." Consequently, there is undeniably still a strong sense of chemistry and love between the two of them, and I believe that there is an underlying desire to want to get back together within them. Therefore, I believe that you are going to see that regardless of the paths that our characters choose in the future. I believe that it is similar to the proverb that says, "If you love something, let it go." Dietzen agrees with this sentiment. However, if it is meant to be, it will eventually make a recovery. As a result, I believe that they are putting that philosophy to evaluation. Despite the fact that there are just 4 episodes left in the 22nd season of NCIS, the multi-camera response team, MCRT, has been extremely busy. Following the return of Knight from Camp Pendleton, the team has been confronted with a number of challenges, including an agency mole, an unexpected death that posed a threat to international relations, a haunted missing mystery murder, and most recently, the possibility of beginning World War II. The difficulties that Knight and Palmer are experiencing in their relationship are difficult to prioritize at this point, so it is wonderful that NCIS is able to find a solution to the problem without completely reversing their decision to split up. Due to the fact that this was completely unneeded, the anger that they received after their breakup would have been even more severe. There is a glimmer of optimism that Dyetson and Law can find a way to attempt to be together again at some point in the future, regardless of when that may be. Their words that this separation is not the ultimate ending to the couple's romance give a glimmer of hope. In spite of the fact that they have affections for each other, Knight and Palmer are able to articulate the reasons why they are unable to just get back together. They have various aspirations for their lives at the moment, and it is okay to allow them to follow their own particular objectives. There is a glimmer of optimism that Dyetson and Law can find a way to attempt to be together again at some point in the future, regardless of when that may be. Their words that this separation is not the ultimate ending to the couple's romance give a glimmer of hope. In light of the fact that this is a delicate matter, this is the best resolution that NCIS could have presented at this point in time. The resolution of Knight and Palmer's conflict during the episode that has been the most nerve-wracking of the season up to this point is, without a doubt, an unusual choice of time. I am wondering about the outcome of the excursion if Parker and the team had been able to rely on them for assistance. Nevertheless, the National Security Agency, NCIS, could not afford to let the problem drag on, particularly considering that both Knight and Palmer had been beset with inquiries regarding the matter. This is also a fantastic method to build back up the pair's romance, which is something that the program did not have the luxury of doing because they made a hurry to decide whether or not they were going to be in a relationship. NCIS is now able to devote its attention to other topics, notably the significant issue that it has with Timothy McGee.